Namaste. Welcome to our YouTube channel. So before we begin, as usual, please subscribe the channel and also press the bell icon near the subscribe button for instant notifications regarding all the future uploads from our channel. The people who are watching, you might have seen the title of this video and also the thumbnail of this video. Yes, I'm going to talk about that golden moment in my life, the memory, the eternal memory in my life, I would say, moments with Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Actually, to be very frank, what am I going to speak in this video? What am I going to convey through this video? Or actually, I don't know. You guys might have this question. Seriously, even I have this question. I don't know. But one thing is for sure. I don't have anything here. This video is not scripted. I haven't taken notes of what to speak, what to tell, nothing. This video will be directly from my heart, directly from the golden memory where I can still see Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I got this golden opportunity to meet this greatest person I've ever met in my life in the year 2010. So let us all travel 10 years back, a decade ago, I would say. We are living in the year which he tagged as Vision 2020. So let us go back to 2010. I was 18 years old, a teenager, meeting this greatest man, missile man of India, I would say. What is that spark to make this video? You can ask. Definitely one can ask. So what made you to make this video? It all started with one Facebook post for World Music Day in Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Center's official Facebook page. They posted a video, even I'll show it here. They posted a video where I will be singing in front of Dr. Abdul Kalam. It was a part of my grandfather's concert, my grandfather Kalaimagan T. It was a part of his concert at Abdul Kalam sir's ex-presidential house, office, I would say. That post, it was posted on World Music Day, and if I'm not wrong, it got 1 lakh views in one day or 1.5 days, and I was intimated about it by one of my friends, and he said please go and check the page. So I saw the page and I was astonished first. It was a blessed moment, seriously, no doubt in that. I was very happy and I showed it to my grandfather that it has been posted in that official page of Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Center, and I just shared it in my own social media pages. After that, so many people asked me, so how was it to sit beside him? So how was it to sing in front of him? So how did you feel as a teenager to meet the global icon, that global person? So all these questions, I started to get these questions through WhatsApp and through everything. That made a spark in me. Till date, to be frank, till date, it's been 10 years. My grandfather over this period of time My grandfather has mentioned that instances, mentioned that meeting, and mentioned that concert, everything in his concerts. Even I was there in those concerts, and I used to sit with my grandfather. I used to see how he says about that meeting, and he explains about the. No one needs to explain about the simplicity of Dr. Abdul Kalam, but he used to tell how he treated as artists, the respect that he gave to these artists, to the performing artist. So my grandfather has mentioned that in so many concerts. Being an youngster and being a performer, being a musician, I've always locked that memory. I haven't spoken about that to anyone. I've just mentioned the instances, mentioned the happening, but not a detailed one. I would rather say like that. I haven't written an article about that. I haven't written a blog about that. But I take this opportunity to just completely recreate that happening through my words, because it is directly coming from my heart, the way it got registered in my heart. So let me take you 10 years back. But before that, I hope my well-wishers and my Rasikas, fans of my family, have seen that video. So let me play that video first. In that video, you can find that I will be singing a beautifully written Tamil verse by Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It starts as Latchiyam Ukatte Urvakum. That is a song that he dedicated to youngsters like us. So that song was tuned by my mother, Kalaimagan T, and I sang that song in front of him, where you can see that he will be sitting just beside me. And please watch the video and come back, and we'll speak more about that.
லட்சியம் ஊக்கத்தை உங்களுடைய பாட்டு நீங்க கொடுத்த பல்லவி எனக்கு ஒரு ஆசை. எப்படி தியாகவர்ம பல்லவிகளோ, வேதநாயகம் பல்லவிகளோ, எப்படி ஊத்துக்காடு வெங்கட சுப்பையர் பல்லவிகளோ, இந்த மாதிரி பல்லவிகள் மாதிரி உங்களுடைய பாட்டு நாடு முழுவதும் வரணும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக நான் உங்களுடைய அன்பான ஒரு தந்தையுடைய சொந்த புள்ள எடுக்கிற மாதிரி அது பாட்டை மெட்டுப்படுத்துறது போல இவ்வளவுதான். அதுபடி என்னுடைய பரம்பரைகள் பாடிக்கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். நான் பாடுறது பெருசு இல்லை, ஜனங்கள் சந்தோஷமா கேட்க ஒன்ஸ் மோர் இருக்கிறாங்க. இன்னொருக்கும் பாடுங்கோ அப்படின்னா நான் பாடிட்டு விளக்கம் சொல்லிட்டேன். விளக்கம் தேவையில்லை உங்க பாட்டுக்கு, அது விளக்கம் புரியும். இருந்தாலும் சந்தோஷமா நான் ஒரு உற்சாகத்தில் சொல்றேன். நீ பாடு முறை என்ன ஐயா திரும்ப சமர்ப்பிக்க வேண்டியது.
லட்சியம் ஊக்கத்தை உருவாக்கும், ஊக்கத்தால் உயரிய எண்ணங்கள் மலரும், உயரிய எண்ணத்தால் உழைப்பு திறன் பெருகும், உழைப்பு நற்செயல்களுக்கு ஆதாரம் ஆகும், மனதிலே நல்லொழுக்கம் இருந்தால் நடத்தையில் அழகு விளிரும், நடத்தையில் அழகு இருந்தால் குடும்பத்தில் சாந்தி நிலவும், குடும்பத்தில் சாந்தி இருந்தால் நாட்டில் சீர்முறை உயரும், நாட்டில் சீர்முறை இருந்தால் உலகில் அமைதி நிலைக்கும், நாட்டில் சீர்முறை இருந்தால் உலகில் அமைதி நிலைக்கும். So that was that video. Let me start from the very beginning. We had a concert in Delhi Tamil Changam. We were invited for a concert. It was my grandfather's concert. So we had traveled as a family with my grandfather, mother, father, and performing members. We had traveled as a family, and we were staying there for a day, and the next day we had the concert. We had the concert at Delhi Tamil Changam. That previous night, we were informed that we might get an opportunity to meet Dr. Kalam sir. But as a teenager, I was really, what can I say? I seriously don't have words to explain the feeling that I got. I was like, to be frank, I was excited. Like, I'm going to meet the missile man of India, the ex-president of India. Um, I'm going to meet a world-renowned scientist, the person who put India in another zone in space research to another level, who made India proud by taking India to another level in space research, and everything put together. I was like a teenager, a musician, a 12th standard student, at the peak of excitement to meet him. The next day morning, on the concert day morning, everyone knows that musicians do practice for the concerts and rehearse for the concerts. So we were rehearsing for the evening concert in the morning. So we got a call. We got a call saying Abdul Kalam sir wants to meet you all, especially my grandfather and our family, and we want a 15 minutes to 20 minutes performance at his place, at his residence. I was like very happy. The concert was at 6:30. The Villupattu concert at Delhi Tamil Changam was at 6:30, and we got an appointment to meet him by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we got geared up, and we were very happy about the meeting, and I felt very blessed about that meeting. So these are the emotions that keeps on running inside the head of a teenager, 18-year-old teenager. So we went and we went to his place. So you can see the setup here. This is that Villupattu setup. The bow tied to a pot. So this is that setup. It takes around half an hour to set up this thing. So we as a family, we started setting up. We set the place for the concert, and it was his front reception office at his residence. And the officials were really sweet, and they made all the, because a reception is like, it's not a, generally a reception is not like a proper concert place, so you need to make few adjustments for that. So the office persons were very helpful in that way for us to set, because this setup requires more place. In this setup, 5 to 6 people will be sitting in one semicircle, so covering more place, so we need more space. So they were so sweet to make that place for us. So we set up, and we the musicians, we sat down, and they said that Kalam sir will come in 15 minutes. It was around 2:30 if I'm not wrong, 2:30 or 2:45. I had my father had my grandfather had in Tamil we call a ponnadai. A ponnadai is a shawl of respect. So my grandfather had a shawl, and we all had a bouquet to present him and to welcome him. At sharp 3 o'clock, the doors opened. And for the first time in my life, I really saw the wings of fire. He was with such tejas, with that broad smile, that innocent smile. He welcomed my grandfather first, actually. He welcomed my grandfather, and he was like, that smile I saw, I actually, I don't know. I was blown away, seriously. That kind of smile. To be frank, I saw that smile in a photograph of Mahatma Gandhi. Obviously, we haven't seen him, but I saw that smile, that innocent, that smile with that tejas. That tejas is something, that charisma. I saw that smile in a photograph of Mahatma Gandhi. After that, I saw it only in the smile of Dr. Kalam sir. Seriously, no doubt about that. He was so sweet, and he came to my grandfather. They both exchanged their respect. And they were speaking for a couple of minutes. And then he spoke to my mother and father. My mother and father got his blessings. They also spoke to him, and he was asking about what was their research topics, because my mother had done research in Villupattu, and my father also had done his doctorate in Villupattu. So he was asking about the research, kind of research, and what kind of research they have done in Villupattu. And he came to me. I was the final, because being the youngest one, I was the final one. He came to me and he smiled at me first. I gave the bouquet. I got his blessings. Looking at me, the first question that he asked, "What do you study?" I said, "Sir, I'm doing my 12th standard." The next question that he asked was, "What stream?" I was like, "I'm doing commerce, sir." He said, "Oh, commerce, trade, that's amazing." That's what he said, with a broad smile on his face. Here I need to stop. We have to discuss something. The missile man of India, the world-renowned scientist, a Bharat Ratna awardee, the ex-president, a science icon for the world, is asking about your education. What more do you want in your life? What more? And even now, when such a big scientist is asking you, you say you're a commerce student. For me, at that time, I regret saying a commerce student. If I had known that this meeting is going to happen in 2 years, I would have fought with my father to take science group, and I would have said that I want to say I'm doing science group to Abdul Kalam sir, so you should leave me to do science. is what I would have said to my father. But seriously, in 10th standard, I didn't know that I'll be meeting him. So it all happens in life, right? That was a very pleasurable moment that I would regret, actually. But see, here I would say that a scientist is asking you, and because it's general that when someone is asking you, you will be like, if a lawyer is asking you, what are you doing? If you say, I'm a law student, that lawyer will feel happy. If a doctor is asking you, and if you say, I want to pursue medicine, that doctor will be happy. Similar to that only. This one global scientist is asking you, and I'm telling commerce student. But you know what? That is why he is great. That is why he is a great teacher. He said he saw it as at that it was something like a 30-second or a 40-second conversation, and you could even see the photographs here. A 40-second conversation. It was actually a conversation between a global teacher and a student from Chennai. Seriously, I saw the teacher in him when he asked. Immediately, I would see. I am a performer. I am a musician. That's different. But at that point of time, a 12th standard student is a student, and he is a teacher. He he was born as a teacher. He lived as a teacher. Everyone knows that, and he is a teacher for millions and millions of people around the world. So I said commerce, and he was like, "Oh, commerce, trade. That's great." That's what he said, and he said, "Please take your seat. We'll proceed." We all went to that. We all went to the setup, and we all sat there. And there were two furnitures. We call it a sofa. Two furnitures were there. I sat beside one furniture, a very long furniture. I thought that Abdul Kalam sir will sit on that furniture. I was feeling so, and the Tamil பயபக்தின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, a fear that comes out of respect, huge respect. I was like a cat. How does a cat, if for example, if a cat comes here and if it peeps out of that wooden thing, how will it look like? I was sitting like that. Suddenly, I saw my grandfather. My grandfather had a huge smile. Such a big smile. I don't know why he was smiling. So when he just turned towards my left, actually. When he just turned towards my left, I saw the ex-president of India sitting beside me in just 3 or 4 feet distance. I was like, should I stand up right now? Oh my God, what should I do? I really didn't know what to do. He said, just feel comfortable. I'm comfortable here. He said, I'm comfortable here. That is the respect for. That is Dr. Kalam. That is Dr. Kalam. He said that as musicians, as artists, the respect that artists should be given is like this. So he sat down. We said, please sit up, sir. Even I said, sir, please sit up. He said, no, I'm comfortable here. You please carry on. So I saw the personification of humility and simplicity. Till date, I haven't seen that kind of moment in my life. Seriously. The program started. Actually, we were scheduled for 15 minutes to 20 minutes concert only. My grandfather started with the trademark Villupattu song, and we started performing. And you also saw the video. I sang that song. The concert went for 1 hour 15 minutes. It was like, we thought of finishing it, but he said, continue. So for 1 hour 15 minutes, Dr. Abdul Kalam was sitting beside me and listening to the concert. What a kind of simplicity. Even still, I'm just blown away. Will we ever meet a person like that? I don't know. Will India get a person like that once again? Will Tamil Nadu get a person like that once again? I don't know. Time has to decide. I don't know, seriously. I don't have words to tell about how I saw. Every time I saw him to my left, he had that smile. He had that down to earth smile. Oh my god. Seriously. I just leave it there. The conversations that he had with my grandfather, the comedy that he spoke with my grandfather, the claps that he gave for my song, the claps that he gave for my song. The way he reciprocated for all the humor that my grandfather gave, the program that my grandfather gave, the way he reciprocated. See, I told you right. I will lose words. The best ever moment. The best ever moment in my life. Seriously. We finished the concert. It was 4:15 or 4:30. After that, we stood up. I went to him. I was like, he's sitting beside me. So he was, as you saw, he was in a very casual, a very neatly settled person with a formal with a t-shirt and a pant and his socks, and so his grandson was also there with us. So I went near him. So he said, no. The office persons will help me to get up. So they helped him to get up. I got his blessings. Immediately after the concert, I got his blessing. I touched his feet. He spoke amazing things with my grandfather. He gave fruits to me. So this is for you, and he said, this is for you, and he gave me some fruits. We took a group picture after the concert. And when I went inside for the first time, I saw a bell, a temple bell that was there in his front reception room, or we could say it a lobby. Okay. I didn't know what was that purpose. I didn't know what was the purpose of that bell. We just he was actually in the process of going, and he thanked my grandfather. He thanked us all. We got his blessings. We also thanked him. My grandfather, again, they both exchanged so much respect and so much love that they had for each of them. And we just went out of that room, and we came to that room where that bell was hanging. He said, my grandfather, to ring that bell. I didn't know what was the reason. My grandfather, he did what Kalam sir had asked for. And after that, he said, this bell, this ringing of the bell is my contact with the Almighty, where I say, when I meet a good person, I want to register it to you. When I meet a wonderful person or a wonderful human being, I want to register that to the Almighty. So today I met a wonderful person named Subbu Armugam, who's my grandfather, and he said, you should ring that bell so that our meeting, the meeting of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and my grandfather and my family also, will be registered to the Almighty, is what he said. He gave a big smile and he left to his personal room. So this was the complete narration of what had happened the other day, 10 years ago actually. Time flies, time really flies. But still, that memory, beautiful memory, phenomenal memory, it's still in here. It will be there forever for me. Then we packed and we went for the concert. The concert, the concert in the Laleitha was a huge success. That was a phenomenal concert because we were already charged up, we were already excited, and we were already blessed by meeting another Mahatma that India had got. And so that ends that beautiful story. But the memory, the golden memory, that golden memory and that golden moment in my life will always be there, here in my heart, here in my brain. And what do I have to tell? Only one thing. In the past, I haven't met such a person in my life. Seriously. All these 28 years of life, I haven't met such a person in my life. In the present, I'm sure that I won't meet such a person, such a humble, such a beautiful person in my life. And in the future, even till my last breath, I'm sure I'm not going to meet any other person like that in my life. Please mark my words. Because India has got only one Bharat Ratna, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and he will live in the mind, in the hearts of youngsters like us, of millions of people in India and also the world. And at this juncture, I really say, we miss you, sir. We really miss you. India produced one Mahatma Gandhiji, and India produced one and only Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Jai Hind.